Hi guys, welcome back to another episode in the Infinite Gaming server. As always, it's Graham here. We're hanging out in our nether home. I have been cooking glass like a madman, and I have it all over the place here. got a couple loads from the sand mine there, and so yeah, hopefully by the time the next episode comes around, I'll have a bunch more stuff done here. Today though, guys, I want to tackle storage. I hung out in creative for a while there yesterday and kind of figured out a design that works good for us. What I want is a design that is low profile. We're not going to see much more than what we have here right now. And with usually with auto sorters and all kinds of fancy gizmos and stuff like that, it really becomes bulky. You either have either really big area back here, or you just have chests and you don't have any sort of auto sorter. So I think I have the best of both worlds. The really tricky thing is to find a design that's tileable, so you can stack next to each other just like this. And then these double chests up here aren't going to be sorted. We'll put our natural stuff and stuff that we just have one or two things of up there, and then we have lots of room to expand down this way a little bit, and if need be, we can even keep going this way. The beauty of the design I've come up with is it's tileable. So let's go down. I put a couple of wool down on the bottom of the nether there just to show you the design first before we start getting into that. I have a little. Oh my god, there's another ghast. Oh, I'm glad I'm down here. Okay. So I kind of made some decisions about the design here. I'm gonna cover for the most part the bottom in just black wool, and then every once in a while there's gonna be a part that comes down, a little pad like that for the storage system and stuff like that, where it's going to come down a little bit further, and then I'm going to put the whole thing on stilts. So it's going to, you'll be able to see underneath it for the most part, and then there's going to be kind of little areas that come down every once in a while, and then the whole thing's going to be on a big pardon me, on a big set of stilts, and that'll kind of go with the theme of things. So here, do this so we can see a little bit better. So the same principle applies, where we have a tileable design, and then what I want to do is, well, actually I've done this before with you guys, where we have the ender pearl elevator, not the elevator, the ender pearl storage in the end. We have the same thing where we have a chest up top that we want to keep full, because these are going to be cobble and gravel and stuff like that, where you just need to come grab a stack or two, and you want to have some on hand. But yeah, so what we're going to do is try and keep those single chests full, and then have a buffer of items through an auto sorter system. So I think what we want to do here is to keep these single chests full up top, and I think that'll work pretty well. So for that, we need to pull a comparator signal off, and then what we need to do is compare the comparator signal to oops, I don't have any more white wool, to a one away. So from the back of a chest like this, when the chest gets full with the comparator signal one away, it'll put out the signal, and then we can invert it here, and that way we can turn the tower on anytime that this chest isn't full. Now the problem with comparators is that you need room on the side to compare. Somehow you need to compare into the B side, which we can't do when it's tiled one wide like this. So I had to spend a lot of time in creative kind of figuring out a way to well, I went down a couple of different avenues. I tried to first mix comparator signals, you know, either from, you know, this way or like this way. And the problem is that because we're going downhill on the redstone signal, so the power coming out of these is going to be 15, then 14, then 13. If you mix it, like if you come out of a second comparator like this, it needs to be further back to make more sense, but these are both going to be 15. And if these are further back, you know, it's going to go 15, 14, 13, 15, 14, 13. What happens is when this one drops, when you take an item out of here, so this one goes down to 14, it's still going to get the 14 off of the one beside it. So this is going to be 15, and then it's going to push to 14 here. So this one is going to be 14, this one's going to be 13, this is supposed to be 12. And that's what we're reading, that's what we're trying to read for to turn on our dropper elevator to push it up. But the problem is when you try and mix it, this one goes 15, 14, 13. So this one, the block that the redstone signal we want to be showing lower isn't anytime we try and mix them. So I went down that avenue for a little while. I tried to split it vertically. So I went, you know, up with half of them and down with half of them. And that worked. I could get it to work, but I just couldn't get small enough to where I was happy. And then I kind of came across something that works actually really, really well. And it isn't quite the same principle as what we're going for, but it actually works for our purposes. So this here is still a one wide tileable, but it's using each other's comparators to compare to. So what's happening is, you know, our signal strength should be, because you're going through two comparators here, it's still going to be 15 on this side. All the redstone dots will be 15. And these will go away. And then what we can do is compare like this. So all the dots will be 15. So if this one drops, this redstone dust is going to drop to 14. And it's going to it's going to be this comparator that's going to be dropping this to 14, but it's going to have a pair here at 15, one of the ones it's comparing to. So this redstone dust is going to turn off and our torch will turn on. And the same thing along. As this one drops to 14, it's going to be this comparator, it's comparing to 15, and this dust is going to turn off down to 4, and this torch will turn on. So the only thing about this design is that it's not comparing it to a torch. So the designs before have been comparing it to a torch. So this signal was guaranteed to be 15. But you can actually see right now that our design is actually in a resting state, because all of them are equal. And I can actually show you this by putting exactly one stack of items into each of the chests. Our system is now in a resting state. All our torches are off, because all the signals are equal. Now if we simulate a 15 on this side, then we can see we can turn our signal on. But yeah, it doesn't actually measure whether a chest is full or not, which we would need a 15 signal on the side. It's measuring all the chests against each other. But the bigger the system gets, the lower the probability that all the chests are going to be exactly equal. So I think the only practical resting state is for when the chests are full. So I'm not too worried that it's ever going to really get skewed up. And the only thing we need to do to fix that is if it does get skewed up and we have, you know, 2 or 3 items missing out of every chest, all we have to do is just take one out, and that turns our system on, and it'll balance itself back up to full. So that's the design we're going for here, is to be comparing comparators to each other, this kind of zigzag pattern. But you can see this takes a lot of space, and that's what we're not going for. That's the opposite of what we're going for. So what we're going to do is actually just cheat and lower our design underneath the ground first before we put this in. So we can do two things. We can add a block here first, because the comparator can still pull through a block. I don't understand why, but then we're going to add another row of blocks here. And take our redstone signal from underneath, like this. It's only one strong, but you know, once our chests are fuller, it'll be a stronger signal. And that's all we're going to do is just drop the signal down that way, and that's a lot better profile for what we want. So so let's set up. We'll start putting stuff together here and see how we do. So so now that I've shown you that, this kind of makes a lot more sense. We want to have one chest at the top of the dropper towers that is always full, and once they're all full, we're going to turn the signal off to the dropper towers and it won't run. We take a stack of items out of the dropper towers and it turns on, and it can turn all of them on. There's no harm in having the dropper towers all run in parallel, as long as they turn off in a reasonable amount of time. Then yeah, we're just gonna have some double chests on top to hold other types of items. I might not have cleared out enough space here. Okay, so just like that, then we're gonna push into another block. And part of what I don't know is how to hide this backside, so that's going to be something we're going to be exploring. Because the only real way to run a redstone signal down, that's going to be really dark to see. Is just to have just like that, where it's just kind of staircase down. It looks ugly, but okay. Okay, so now if we put anything in here, actually it will turn on. It's only giving us a one redstone signal for the time being, but as the chest fills up, it'll turn higher. Okay, and now we can actually we might have to build it at the level. What I'm just thinking about is the redstone signal is going to be cut off by this row of blocks here. So I can pull the comparator signal out of this block. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. It's going to be kind of tricky to build. It's going to be very tricky to build. Okay, so this one needs to be a comparator. That's going to be really difficult. It's the only thing about well, that stinks. I guess we're gonna have to go down one block. That'll make it a lot easier to build as well. Okay, so these go away. I kind of lost my train of thought there. I was going to start something and I forget now. Okay, so I'm still gonna cut this off with a block, and then we'll pull the comparator signal out of this block that I have my cursor on. Oopsie. Okay, one more there. So that row is all comparators. Okay. Okay, it's probably going to take me a little bit of fidgeting and stuff like that here, guys. So why don't I just take a bit of a pause, and I'll come back once I have this in. Then I'll show you how we're going to power our tower. I hate that pun. Oh, for some reason. Okay, yeah. Let me take a pause here, guys. I'll be right back. Hi, guys. Welcome back. So we're all done here. Interesting. Why? Oh, because I broke some of the redstone. That's why. All of these should be the same, but I just haven't replaced the redstone inside of here yet. That's when I was placing those original row of comparators. So you can see. Actually, that's a really good demonstration. Why you're? Oh, that's why. Yeah, that looks better. I've got some of the redstone on the end there. So this is a really good demonstration of kind of what the principle is. The system's really trying to balance itself. You know, the comparator side by side, and so when things are out of balance, you know, by having redstone blocks there missing, some torches are going to be on and some are off. And what we're doing down here is just combining all of them. So if one of the torches is on, we're going to turn the rest of the system on. It's the only time the system will be off is when all the torches are off, which is when all the chests are equal. So just repeat it because it's going to be pulling from a long distance in some places. Then we just go through a comparator clock. Oh, actually, I have to slow that down just a little bit, don't I? That's a little better. So yeah, that's going to be filling up our system here until everything is balanced. So I have to add some redstone down here. And so how do things look down here now that that's balanced? So you guys are all, what power are you putting out? You're putting out power 12. That seems really high. You powered by a light somewhere, maybe? Power 12, power 12, power 10. Wonder if there's a light. You're true. Why are you true? Are you? Oh, yeah, that isn't gonna work, is it? So why are the rest of you guys false, though? Oh, interesting. I didn't have that problem yesterday. And I guess that's just because just by luck, I made the height the same. Well, actually, no, it's because I built the system the same height. So just by kind of luck, by having, I wonder if those will be powered all the time. I might have to. Oh, I know what I did differently. I relied on our torch tower here. I did the torch tower differently. Oh, go away. So the top block there is the one that we're pulling the comparator signal out of. What I did is I actually just doubled up the blocks underneath it, and then ran the torch tower inverse of what we did last time. So you can go away. And so I'm gonna have to redo the bottom there, but that way the comparator block, the block that the comparator is pulling out of is independent of what the state of the redstone, the dropper towers is running at, and because the torch is powering the block that's underneath, that works out pretty good. So I'm gonna have to just play with the bottom. It's because I added an extra row of redstone coming down there that we were one off. So, anyways, that's that hurts a lot. That's what the storage system is gonna look like. What I'm gonna do now is just get a bunch of item frames and kind of get stuff into the right place, just so that I can start to get organized. Because that's what's really just irking me, is that I have stuff everywhere. And, I'm spending a lot of time looking for stuff and looking for wood and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. And the other thing is I want to get the stuff into place, so I know how many of these bottom dropper towers I need, and how far out we have to go. So that kind of just negates really doing too much else until I know how far we have to go. So I think I might just call the episode at that, guys. You can see what we're doing. It's just kind of going to be work to get all our stuff put in place, and that's just going to take a lot of time. And I have a lot of glass to place because I am. Are you out of coal already? You are. I'm running through the last of my coal already, but I now have a ton of glass to work on. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, guys. I'm really proud of how this redstone worked out. I think it's kind of about the best I could do. I'm not really phenomenal at condensing redstone or anything like that, but within the constraints of what we wanted, I think it worked out really, really well. I guess we can't really cut that one off, but we can put glass back here. And we don't actually, I don't know if I so much like seeing the redstone there, but yeah, I gotta change up this design just a little bit. But to have 4 blocks on top and have an auto storage out of that is really, really cool. So yeah, between now and the next episode, I'll probably just do a lot of work on putting some glass up and getting organized and stuff like that. But I hope you guys enjoy, and have yourselves a great day.